Hey y'all, Golden here. You know what's worse than a new gen Persona fan yapping in my ear? I didn't say anything because there's nothing worse than it. Somehow 9/11 is less worse than that. So today is a pretty big day for Persona fans, more specifically Persona 4 fans, while the rest of the fans cry in my fucking ear on Twitter because they're mad as shit that a Persona 4 remake may possibly, okay, just possibly, not the fact that it's going to, but possibly come out before Persona 6. Now, as we know it, Persona 6 has had a longer wait time till release than from Persona 4 to Persona 5, which is absolutely insane. But that's only because half of the team was working on Persona 3 Reload, and the other half was working on either some other games that nobody gave a shit about, or Metaphor ReFantazio, which, by the way, are both very good games. So just recently, Faz on Twitter, who is a very big Persona person, posted a bunch of leaks, news about the series, and random informational facts on his social media. He recently released a screenshot of the registration for what is called P4RE. Now, as we know it, 2 years ago, back in 2023, a registration for P3RE got registered, and 3 months later, we got the announcement on the Xbox game show, whatever the fuck that was called, for Persona 3 Reload, even though it leaked 3 days beforehand. And outside of this single piece of information, we also had one of the Atlas accounts on Instagram referencing Heartbeat Heartbreak in an Instagram comment as they replied to someone. And about a month or two ago, we also got information that the lead singer for Persona 4 actually came back to record in the studio in Tokyo, Japan, where the Persona music was originally made. So this is kind of a little evident that we are getting something for Persona 4. Now, the problem with this is that this has pretty much split up the Persona fandom into two separate categories. One really happy that Persona 4 is getting a remake, and the other half being very unhappy, saying that Persona 4 doesn't deserve a remake and that Atlas should solely focus on Persona 6, as the gap from Persona 5 to Persona 6 is now bigger than the gap from Persona 4 to Persona 5, which honestly, I'm kind of in the middle in all of this. I'm more leaning towards the side of I think that Atlas should be focusing more on Persona 6 as of right now, considering how big that gap has been and just how Persona 3 already had a remake. And after the 3 remake, everyone has pretty much been anticipating for Persona 6 to come out at this point, considering, again, how big that gap has been, and that the other teams have gotten done with their projects. Again, Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor ReFantazio. So it would make sense for Atlas to then take those teams and devote them into the Persona 6 project, which of course would be the most sensical, just so the game could get done faster. And new gen Persona fans are trying to complain, about Persona 6 not coming out, although we have had already a ton of leaks about the game. So we already know that the game's in the works, we just don't really have that much information since the one leaker that we really had ended up still being the same old pedophile that also pretended to be a Japanese woman. That was something. That was certainly something. So the only source of information that we can really rely on is Faz, and he seems to be doing a really good job at it so far, although not as heavy as the job as the other person we shall not name. And one thing I need to remind you guys, because you're like a bunch of fucking children, is that yes, Persona 6 is still on the way and is still in development. We know that we are going to get some type of news of it at some point, but as of for now, apparently a Persona 4 remake is also in the works. Once again, we don't know when this will come out, so it might come out before or even after Persona 6 comes out. Again, there are many different teams working on several different things within Atlas. And this is the part where we get to the conclusion and my personal opinion about this. So there are two sides of this spectrum about this. There's one side saying that Persona 4 absolutely deserves the remake, and the other side complaining, saying that Persona 6 should come out before they even think about remaking another Persona game. Now, me personally, I'm in the middle of the spectrum. As a Persona 4 fan, which is, you know, my favorite game in the series, I'm at least happy it's getting a remaster. But on the other side, I completely agree with that Persona 6 should be the main targeted focus as of right now before they go out and remaster any project. Also, on the other side, they're saying that Persona 1 and 2 should have been the remastered games, which I also do completely agree with. It's really annoying that every other game in the series, more specifically 3, 4, and 5, get all of this attention, but nothing for Persona 1 and 2, even though those are the games that started to kick off the series. And by the way, I mean, I like Persona 1 and 2. I may not like it that much compared to the newer ones in this series, but I still have a great appreciation for them. So seeing them get a remake would be just awesome. So yes, I do agree with the other part saying that, yeah, these games should have been remade, considering how Persona 2 was also number 1, tied with Persona 3 on the remake chart back when Persona 25 was going on. But to conclude this video, although I do agree with the Persona fandom that Persona 6 should come out and Persona 4 does not need a remake just yet, I also want you guys to shut the fuck up. Oh my god, all the fucking time I go on any social media, it's these fucking new gen Persona fans who are just like actual children fucking being retarded and just it's so fucking unfunny, dude. These fucking gotcha new gens are so fucking annoying, and I don't know why they're not playing Persona 5 the Phantom X. It's annoying as shit. But yeah, I think I don't know, man. Persona 6, I'm definitely excited for it. Persona 4 remake, definitely excited for it. I just hope that Atlus goes out of their way to remaster Persona 1 and 2. There's no reason for them to not do it, so yeah. Talk about new gen Persona fans. Gotcha losers and band kids? I'm out of here.
I like running better.
By the way, you and Yosuke are not getting the romance, and if you romance them, you're a fucking weirdo.